Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking your standard, casual walk in the park and turning it into a thrilling, data-driven expedition. We're going to track a hidden, ancient ecosystem that is literally thriving right inside the modern suburban grid of Cherry Creek State Park. I mean, we're talking about wild apex predators living right next to your everyday bike paths and picnic tables. It's pretty wild. So get ready, because we are going to learn exactly how to find, observe, and protect these incredible birds.
Okay, let's just dive right in, because this quote perfectly captures what we're looking at. Beneath the pavement, the power lines, and that constant hum of city life, the raptors ruling these prairie skies are finely tuned hunting machines. And you know what? They're persisting right alongside our modern infrastructure, completely unfazed by it all. They are quite literally living echoes of an ancient wilderness, maintaining hunting patterns that have been honed over millennia right in our own backyard.
But that brings up a really fascinating dilemma, doesn't it? How do you actually monitor the health of a wild apex predator without ever touching it? I mean, you can't exactly walk up to a wild eagle and ask it to say, ah, right? So to answer this, we're going to step into the role of a wildlife detective. By adopting the persona of a citizen scientist, we can use some very specific strategies to document local wildlife survival, and we can do it without ever disrupting their natural behavior.
Section 1, your Citizen Scientist Toolkit. We're moving toward predictive precision here. To pull this off, we use what researchers call the ARTESERO workflow. This shifts us from just relying on random luck to having real predictive precision by tapping into what we call the digital eye portals. First up, you'll want to check the eBird hotspot page. Think of this as your real-time radar system for rare wings. Next, use the Colorado Birding Trail website as your terrain decoder to map out your ecological route. And finally, get iNaturalist ready to go so you can map exact coordinates and log your visual evidence.
Section 2. Mastering respectful observation. Let's talk crucial fieldcraft.
Now, finding where the birds are is really only half the mission. The other half is knowing exactly how to act once you're out there. This fieldcraft protocol, it's completely non-negotiable. You absolutely must maintain a respectful distance, and always use binoculars or a spotting scope. Make sure you stick strictly to established trails to protect those fragile habitats, and above all else, prioritize absolute silence and patience. Remember, we are guests in their hunting grounds. If you make too much noise, well, your data just flew away.
And you really don't want to miss them, especially when you consider their absolute mechanical precision. Get this, a peregrine falcon hunting in the early morning over the western prairie loops can reach diving speeds of over 200 miles per hour. That's just wild. You simply cannot witness that kind of breathtaking speed if you spook them by getting a little too close.
Section 3. Dusk in the southern wetlands. Time to track some nocturnal hunters.
So as the sun sets, our mission shifts away from the open prairie. You really have to change how you see the park here. Using your terrain decoder, try to look past the standard recreation maps, the ones just showing picnic tables and reservoirs. Instead, focus your attention on the ancient terrains lining the creek, specifically those old cottonwood forests. These are the structural foundation for a very, very different kind of ancient hunter.
We are, of course, looking for the great horned owl. Now, these birds have legendary patience, and they blend perfectly into the textured bark of those old cottonwoods. This means you absolutely must match their legendary patience with your own. You've got to prioritize quiet, carefully scanning the trees from the safety of the established bike paths until a ghostly form emerges at dusk. Honestly, it's kind of like waiting for the tree bark itself to suddenly open its eyes.
Section 4. Assessing raptor health. Let's gather that visual evidence. Okay, so once you safely spot a resident raptor, how do you actually check its health without touching it? Well, the answer lies in the iNaturalist Birds filter. By taking a nice, crisp, high-resolution photograph right through your spotting scope and uploading it, you're transforming a simple sighting into a massive, crowdsourced visual archive. It maps the exact coordinates and gives biologists some really critical visual evidence. This brilliantly illustrates the whole show, don't tell approach to health checks. Researchers are going to analyze your images for key visual markers, things like plumage variations and feather quality. And that's super important because ragged or discolored feathers are massive indicators of underlying stress or malnutrition. They check the bird's overall physical condition, and then in the spring, they look really closely at nesting success and offspring development, all right there from your image. But the real power here, it comes from context. By taking your high-resolution image and comparing those physical markers against a bird's established seasonal baselines, biologists can accurately monitor its ongoing well-being.
For example, they can look at an eagle you photographed today and compare it to a photo of that exact same eagle from 6 months ago. It's an incredible way to ensure they're thriving as the seasons change.
Section 5. Becoming a wildlife guardian. This is your ultimate role.
So it all builds up to this ultimate role and workflow. Number 1, you prepare with predictive precision using eBird. Number 2, you observe safely using your binoculars. And number 3, you document it all with high-res images on iNaturalist. So you see, you aren't just taking a walk anymore. You're actively contributing to a collective community grid that tracks, studies, and protects the entire next generation of raptors.
The rulers of the sky are out there right now, hunting, nesting, and surviving right alongside us. The massive, invisible web of the urban wild is literally waiting for you. So the only question left is, what will you add to the map today?